Welcome to the April release notes. It's really good to have you here, and it was amazing having you guys at the Go Digital in San Diego. We had a lot of fun, and it was just amazing interacting with all of you, taking your feedback and listening to how you do your operations. Now, the next stop for Go Digital is in Europe. That is the Go Digital in September with all of our European customers. And of course, the rest of you from all over the world are still welcome if you want to. But remember to sign up. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about web manuals, your operations, and how we can grow the product even further. So speaking of the product, over to you, Hedvig, and we'll be talking about what we are doing today. But first of all, as always, we are here, as you can see, in our trusty Web Manuals hoodies.
And if you're watching this video and are enjoying it so far, please leave a like and an airplane emoji in the comments.
Yes.
And now, without further ado, to the improvements.
Now it's time for the improvements. Before we jump in too deep, I just want to let you all know, just like last month, that this month is a very small release, and that's because we're working on very big projects in the background. They are soon done. We're looking forward to roll them out to you guys, but that's also why our improvement list and even bug list is a little bit smaller than normally. So first off, we have two improvements for you. The first one I'll take care of. The tooltips for temporary revisions will now give a much more correct indication of when the document is available. Because temporary revisions have an icon indicating that it is a temporary revision, and in the past, that icon would also have a tooltip saying that the revision was active. That is no longer the case. The tooltip will only show if the revision is actually active and indeed available.
Yes, and along the lines of making things clear, we have fixed a lot of typos and in general language improvements across the system.
Yes.
And we've been gathering these over an extended period of time. So now we have a nice list of typos that we have indeed fixed, and the text will now be easier on the eye and also easier to understand and read.
Exactly.
And now on to the bug fixes. And we have a couple more here. First of all, the document tab overflow button, which is the familiar 3 dots. This had previously a very large click area relative to how big the icon actually was. We have now fixed that, so the area is smaller, and to avoid that you actually click on something that you're not intending on clicking. No misclicks, which is always a really good thing.
And you can actually close the document tab next to it without opening up the overflow menu, which is nice. Another thing we fixed is the TOC alphabetical sorting functionality. It will now work correctly, so it will take the entire batch of headings and sort them alphabetically before it starts showing. That means that it will now work across multiple pages and not just only on the first page. So it's about time we fix that, and we are happy to have that out.
Yes. And another fix is regarding something completely different, template manuals. So now when you are synchronizing template manuals, this will no longer result in the sync being locked if the manual sync fails or is interrupted. So what we've done essentially is remove that synchronizing flag automatically, and we now allow you to start a new sync in case the old one failed.
Exactly. So you won't get locked up in your synchronization anymore, which is, of course, always a nice thing. Okay. We talked about this a little bit last time for the logout URL that you can provide, and then your users, when they log out, they'll be navigated to where you want them to be. Now, when your users get the logout expiration message, meaning that your session has expired, you've been logged out, then you click log out, and when they click log out, they will now also be following that URL, meaning that they will be sent to where you want them to arrive when they are either logging out themselves or also automatically logged out.
Yes. And lastly, when you have a document requiring approval by multiple reviewers. Now, for example, if you have 3 reviewers, right? Every single person needs to sign this, and then the document can proceed to the next step of the workflow. Now, the bug here was that even if everyone had approved it, it didn't move. We have now given it a little bit of a kick, so it will actually move correctly and not get stuck in that workflow step.
Exactly. Yes. Nice. Now for the Reader app. We have a very small release of the Reader app, and we want to include that here as well today. Normally, the Reader app releases are their own video, but this is so small that we'll just include it in. Now, we have been working a little bit with annotations, and that's what we'll be talking about here today. So the first one, PDF annotations, will now just be better at sticking with their content. They were tied to the content, but we had a small issue that caused them not always to set up properly. So now we will ensure that your highlighted text will also keep the correct annotations tied to it, even if there are changes.
Yes, and along the lines of annotations, we have the second kind of fix we did for this release. Now, if you had outdated annotations, if you went to another page and then went back to the page with the annotation, that would actually be doubled. So you had 2 annotations. You did that again and you had 4. You did that again and you have 8. And this is obviously not what we want. We want to keep the one annotation because yes, we do like annotations, but not to a level where we want to
multiply them exponentially
and end up with thousands and thousands for the same thing.
Exactly.
So that is now fixed, and you will only have 1 if you only added 1.
That's all we had for you. We are looking forward to giving you a lot more next month. We are getting very close to the larger releases with our bigger projects. We expect them to come out here during summer. And speaking of summer, we're getting close to it. I know it's been spring for at least a couple of months. Here in Sweden, spring has just arrived barely. The last snow has just melted, and we are really looking forward to be able to not wear the thick overcoats anymore. So I know Hedvig mentioned the airplane emoji. No snow emojis in the comments, please. Right, Hedvig?
Absolutely. And even if we're getting rid of the overcoats, we are still keeping our Trusted Web Manuals hoodies on.
Always. No matter how warm it is, we'll be in the hoodies.
And that is it for this release.
Have a good one. Bye.